Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. We've got a lot to talk about. It is late here in the UK, but it's been a big Monday Night Raw. Day one edition, of course, including the return of The Rock. And he had some interesting things to say that I think are going to bring up a few talking points about that road to WrestleMania. Or will it conclude before that? But we'll be talking about that and much more from Raw right after this.
Welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. On this channel, we bring you some great content from inside and outside of the squared circle. We will go through and offer some in-depth analysis of the biggest events of the year, as well as bringing you exclusive interviews with some of the industry's biggest names. There will also be live show reviews, in-depth features, and podcasts. So make sure you give that subscribe button a slam so you don't miss any of the action.
All right, we're talking not miss any of the action. It's not often that I watch Raw live, but something told me tonight, probably all the rumors circulating, to be fair, that it was probably going to be one worth keeping an eye on. And you know what? It was New Year's last night, so I stayed up a bit late anyway. My sleeping pattern hasn't quite fixed itself just yet, so it was worth giving it a go. And I'm glad I did, because it was a big Monday Night Raw, one that felt special. You know, having the tagline of Day One, we all know what Day One was 2 years ago and how that kind of changed the whole wrestling landscape, it seems, with that last-minute change to the main event. Now, are we seeing a similar situation with this Day One? We'll have to see, because it feels like Cody might not be finishing that story anytime soon. Or is this a Elimination Chamber kind of hint instead? You tell me, guys. Let me know what you think. Thank you to everyone joining us live or on demand. What did you think of Raw Day One? Of course, the big news coming out of it is the fact that The Rock did return to WWE, and he did pretty much challenge Roman Reigns. He said this little kind of line at the end of his promo after dressing down Jinder Mahal, if you will, which we'll get into in a moment. He was basically saying, look, I want to go out tonight in San Diego. Where should I sit, though, when I go out? Should I sit at a bar? And he said a few other places. And then he says, or should I sit at the head of the table? One of those lines you felt coming when he started that little routine. But one, I'm glad we finally got. Rock likes to always talk about goosebumps. That was a goosebumps moment. Looking forward to seeing what it means. But just like the Sami Zayn situation this time last year, it feels like it's clashing with something else. And we've kind of got too much good stuff going on at once, if that makes sense. You know, I guess 2 nights of WrestleMania. There we go. But at the same time, it's a tricky one. But hey, I can't be upset at The Rock being back. You know, The Rock is childhood kind of idol of mine as far as wrestling goes, and every time he comes back, it is exciting. And the fact that he come back and he hinted at Roman feels like it's coming sometime soon. What was a bit concerning at first is that he come out and did the typical "I'm going to talk bad about the heel," and that happened to be Jinder Mahal. The way they revealed it, of course, was, you know, hyping up all night that there was going to be a returning WWE champ. It was Jinder Mahal. Quite a funny little swerve. It felt like something's going to happen soon, and it did feel like it probably would still be The Rock, and of course it was. Now, what I didn't like about it, got to be honest, and if you've watched me on this channel before or heard me on Talking Beans in the past, you'll know, not a fan of the some risky racial undertones as far as, or xenophobia, I guess you could say, when it comes to at least Jinder Mahal's promo, and but that's what they're going with, I guess, on the pot. So I was worried about him for that. But the flip side, the positive, he got to have a moment with The Rock in the ring, I guess. So I was kind of peeking through my eyes, being like, don't go down this route of the anti-USA stuff. It's kind of, you know, it's not the 1980s, guys. But anyway, that segment in the end was about kind of just getting to the last line, it would seem. But for some reason, they decided to use Jinder. I think it was all about that swerve, which, again, you know, I was a fan of it. It did make me laugh that Jinder came out in the first place. And I actually am a fan of Jinder Mahal. I've always quite enjoyed his work. So, and that run as WWE champ, I liked it, I'll be honest. But anyway, Rock is back. Will he become WWE champ? I don't know. Will Cody become champ? It's hard to tell. And again, is this leading towards Elimination Chamber, or is this leading towards, you know, something else at WrestleMania? Now, tonight, who we didn't see, though, as you'll see right here, is CM Punk. He's returning next week on Monday Night Raw. A lot of rumors about Rock, obviously, and there was this kind of feeling that maybe these two would clash. Now, talking about clash, we had this weird nightclub scene between these two teams as well, which was like filmed like a promo, and I thought, well, it's kind of cool, like promotional video vignette even, I should say. And then it kind of was legit canon, like they started like, you know, former tag champ showed up. That was a bit odd, but anyway, they've got their rematch next week. And this week though, on Thursday, there's going to be this preview special press conference type thing, it seems, where apparently Triple H is going to make an announcement. Now, it's a big week in WWE already. Obviously, depending on when you're watching this, New Year's Eve might have already happened, but NXT is looking like something big might be happening there as well. And then, just like with Raw being branded as Day One, SmackDown's been branded as New Year's Revolution. Again, another former New Year's themed pay-per-view. And I'm kind of glad to see him do this. It does feel like your kind of Saturday night main event almost, or even what AEW been doing in the past few years with Winter is Coming and all those kind of, hyped up versions of their weekly shows, and I do like something like that. Something about tonight's Raw did feel different. It felt fresh, and it was good to see something like The Rock return. Now, what I was a little let down by, I'll be honest, is just because I'm let down about this every single month, is Seth Rollins being Superman and getting through it. As much as I enjoy Seth and think he's given that title credibility, at some stage something's got to change, right? So I thought I'd hopes, and there was, you might have seen that picture circulating online on X about what looked like maybe confetti or something falling from the sky as if it was being prepped. So people thought new champion, maybe in a women's match, maybe, which was also a really good title match, by the way, or maybe in the men's match, or a Money in the Bank cash-in surrounding the men's match. Now, it looked like that might be the case because music hits for Priest. He comes out with Dominic, and he attempts to cash in, is stopped by Drew, who then saves the day, but for himself, of course, and then takes out Seth. And it looks like, to their credit, it looked like he was going to do it. Seth somehow gets to the rope. And as great as an kind of swerve that was, and has, pulled off at least, and how exciting the end of Raw was, which is what you kind of want it all to be about, because, I've gone on record plenty of times saying I don't watch the weekly shows. This is the kind of thing that would make me watch it, but at the same time, it just led to that kind of same feeling of, okay, so another failed attempt for Damien. Not technically, of course, he didn't actually cash it in, but it's getting really old now. And so is Seth, surviving, everything. It feels like he'd be shot out of a cannon and somehow pull through. But there we go. Other than that, really enjoyed the show. Still very long. Still frustrated that Raw finishes at 4 a.m. in the UK. And I'm sure you are wherever you are in the world thinking that it shouldn't be 3 hours long. But hey, that's another story for another day. I've really enjoyed myself other than the little things like that. Glad The Rock's back, even if I'm confused. Because I was a bit worried. I was thinking, obviously, there's rumors about him being there tonight. There was that picture, or that video, I should say, Nick Khan in the background, because he was in California anyway. I'm sure it's not super close, but Rock's got his logistical help in that he's rich, and the WWE will back that as well. So they could get into San Diego, of course, and what a great moment. But it did feel like, was this just a one-off like the one we saw on SmackDown, which is great if you can do it, but we're all waiting for him to come back to face Roman. And I kind of regret that it wasn't at the Rumble, or it wasn't directly with Roman. But hey, at the same time, it gave WWE a big moment on the first day of the year, so can't argue with that, at least. Anyway, again, a different kind of stream for us tonight, but I hope you've enjoyed watching it either way, and I hope you stick with us going forward. If you're new here, thanks so much for joining us. My name is Scott from the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. We do everything from interviews with your favorite WWE superstars to watch-alongs of classic events, to, of course, just opinions and podcasts on this channel about WWE as well, including coming up very soon, plenty of Royal Rumble coverage. So stick with us on this very channel if you want to see that. We appreciate all of you, again, whether you're new or you're joining us for the millionth time. So that's some dedication. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone that's tuned in live tonight or on demand. We really do appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Let us know in the comments, guys, what you thought of tonight's Raw. See you later.
Welcome to the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. On this channel, we bring you some great content from inside and outside of the squared circle. We will go through and offer some in-depth analysis of the biggest events of the year, as well as bringing you exclusive interviews with some of the industry's biggest names. There will also be live show reviews, in-depth features, and podcasts. So make sure you give that subscribe button a slam so you don't miss any of the action.